So, welcome back to the podcast. This your boy K Sloan, CEO, founder of a Run Star Performance. I got my boy James Jones back with me. Appreciate you with the fly glasses on, the fly guys. And I got two special guests. Let them introduce themselves. One a returning face and then one a brand new face. So I'll go with Jay Jones and then we'll work our way around. My left.
Jerell Jones, if we're giving out our governments.
I do that.
Just a young man trying to help out the community. I probably introduced myself a million times. Graduated from Charlton and Hardin Simmons. Just trying to be a light, be the light. DeMarcus.
My turn.
Delan.
Marcus or whoever next.
Ladies first.
Oh, I just said I'm Delan.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, we're going to follow the format. I'm DeMarcus, better known as Mr. Lift and Go. I don't really like college, so I graduated from high school and mostly self-educated, but I'm just here to give my 2 cents, gain 5 cents, to see what we can put it up to.
Hey, I like that. See, this man.
Make $1 out of 15 cents.
Ooh, hustle.
Well, 5 and 2 is just 7 cents. But yeah, we're going to get to $1.
We're going to get there. We're going to work it there. Nah, man. Before we get started, I wanted to kind of do something different than I've done in the past. I got a little segment I want to start. I want to call Cap or No Cap. So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. All right. So I was driving to Killeen, last weekend, and I was going down them back roads. I was riding on I-10, and I was riding on I-10 with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? She knocked out. It's like 2 a.m. Probably shouldn't have been driving through the night, but whatever. It was what it was. She wanted to see grandma. So I'm driving, and I see a deer. And it was like, you ever been driving and you see when the deer are about to run out in front of the road and they kind of like stop and turn around? So I kind of expected that to happen, so I slowed down. But this deer just kind of took like off on a beeline and ran straight into the right side of my car. So I ran over the deer, and then I ended up whipping around. So when I ran over it, I was like, I kind of like jumped. Listen, I jumped the deer head, and then when I jumped the deer head, I stopped, and I got out to make sure. Listen, I got to make sure it was like good. I didn't want it to like just be all slaughtered and I not check on it. So I got out to make sure it was good. It got up and ran off. And then after that, I just got it back in the car and it rolled out. So is that cap or no cap, y'all? I want to know what do y'all think. So I want to know. I see Delan already put in her bid.
Super
so, cap. What y'all think, fellas?
Oh, that could really happen because I've done it myself. But usually when you go back to check on it, if it don't get up and run away, you put it on the back of your car and take it to the shop.
That's the country way. That's the country way. That's how you do it.
Kaepernick cap.
Oh,
Kaepernick?
Yeah. That's full cap.
Kaepernick cap.
So all right, it was cap. But I hit the deer. I hit the deer, but I didn't stop.
It really happened.
I kept going. Like that definitely happened, but
you didn't check on it.
Nah, bro, I'm not checking for that deer.
But it really hit the side of your car.
Yeah, it definitely ran to the side of my car. Like it ran straight to the side of my car. I hit it and I just kept rolling because I didn't want Case to wake up. So I was just like, let me just go ahead and keep going.
What kind of vehicle you drive?
Toyota Corolla.
Man, you should have opened that trunk. You left some money back there. You still warm?
Left some money back there. Nah, man, I just didn't want to even deal with it. I was like, man, I couldn't believe I really just hit a deer right now. I was like, I tried not to, but it was what it was. It was what it was. So, Jay John, I'll let you go ahead and take it from here, brother. Respect everybody's time.
No, we ain't capping no more.
I'm done.
All right. Well, since we're gonna start the show after this cap, that big cap he just told. This is a question that DeMarcus asked the other day, so I want you to kind of answer it. If you had a son in this time we're in today, like in these days, this time, what would you like him to know just about life? Like, what would you like to educate him on? Just thinking about what's going on today. DeMarcus, you have a son, so go ahead.
You don't want me to answer that question. That's a long answer. That's a lot of education.
Go ahead. That's what we
Give us
need.
the condensed version.
I want my son to know above and beyond anything I've ever been taught. There's a lot of stuff that school doesn't teach us that I would love to teach him. One thing is the understanding of money, how it works, how to make it work for yourself, understanding of our history, period, true history, not, some of the makeshift stories that we've been taught. Like, I just learned since the George Floyd incident, and I'll be straight up honest, I do a lot of reading, that Martin Luther King was all about peace rallies.
I learned that too.
I just learned that. Like, they paint that picture, but he was not all about peace rallies. He learned it from Gandhi or something, because that was like the end all, know all or whatever, but that wasn't his actual message. They took that one message from his I Have a Dream chase to Washington. So anyways, history, money, and pride. Not pride in a selfish way, but pride in a way of pride of standing on your own 2 feet, being a man, some of the old ways of being a man, being chivalrous to women, and standing on your own 2 feet, work ethics, understanding, you don't always have to get a pat on your back to do a good job or to want to do a good job. That's the short answer, but yeah, that's about it.
And then before somebody add in on that, DeMarcus, I heard that it was an inside man that advised him not to come with the violent take. Like when he showed up, that's what I heard. Because they said there was an inside man that they said he was like, man, look, they got weapons, they got this, they got that. It's like just don't have that take on it. Like they come a little more peaceful than that. And I was like, what? I was like, I thought the whole time, the narrative that they always say about Martin Luther King is he was all about peace. He was in trying to, bring people together versus, the Malcolm X take. And I was just like, wow, that kind of threw me for a loop when I found that out. But,
And just think, he watched a lot of people die because of that message too.
Yeah, for sure.
That was education to me. I always
you know that
Martin Luther King was the peaceful man.
No, I can see some videos where you be like, nah, this is altered. But it's a real video of Martin Luther King where he's like, he wasn't all about just piecing and bowing down type.
And somebody TV going. I don't know who TV going, but it's kind of drowning out DeMarcus a little bit.
TV on, so.
But, I don't know, maybe getting feedback. But personally, what I want my son to know, I want my son to know, man, that you have to outwork everybody. I mean, you're not going to be on the same level as anybody else. You're not going to be expected to have the same type of work ethic as everybody. So you got to outwork everybody. I mean, that's something that I learned early on in life that, some of my friends that I was close with, depending on whatever situation, I had to outwork them because maybe they were just born in better situations because of the color of their skin or because of where they grew up in, what area, or whatever like that. So that's one thing. And then another thing is that you have to be conscious about how you represent yourself in this society. You know what I'm saying? Don't not take it seriously that you are somebody that, is of value. You are always somebody of value is what I want my son to know. Like, you always a king. Like, walk around here like you are a king. I'm going to raise you to be a young king because I don't have a son. I have a daughter. So I don't get to really impart that type of message, but I do try to let her know she's a queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nobody to ever try to devalue my child. And I want them to always know, no matter how you get treated, you are of value. You know what I'm saying? You are exactly what you believe you are, and that will come to fruition sooner than later to everybody else. But you can always be that person in your mindset. So that's one thing I want to say to my son. One message I want to get across to him. So I'll let y'all touch on that.
Your vocabulary is extensive.
I appreciate that.
You said, don't not, which is horribly wrong. Then you said, wish. I was like, wow, how you put that together? Go ahead.
Wait, is it on me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you really stole like two of my answers because one of my answers was basically how to carry yourself in today's climate. And like you said, you always, well, because I'm going to have a Black son and a Black daughter, all Black kids. So you do have to work 10 times as hard. You do have to, be 10 times as good, but, just prevail in the face of adversity because, just don't give up. Like, that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it is going to be just as hard. But, those are the same things I would tell to my daughter as well. And I want to touch on the financial responsibility, too, that you were talking about. Sorry, I forgot your name. What is it again?
Mr. Lift and Go. Lift and Go.
But, because I was talking to somebody about that earlier, that a lot of Black families don't set their children up to be successful financially by putting bills in their names and not maybe not adding them to their credit card as an authorized user, at least to the credit cards that they're taking care of. And, by the time they graduate college, they could have a 820 credit score. I know somebody who added their child as a authorized user to the credit cards that they basically kept a very low balance on, under 30% usage, and they graduated college with an 820 credit score, and that was their graduation gift.
See, that's different. All right, and to piggyback on what she said, it's saying that I heard like in a business meeting where it said some parents leave their children with a will and some parents leave their children with a bill. We just don't teach. We don't teach our kids about money. So that's why I want to teach my kids.
That's not our culture.
I was talking to a wealthy man. He was telling me that birthdays, Christmas, at any time you get gifts, that if you have a kid from when they 1 year old to when they're 18 years old, you can get your kids gifts, but your friends of the family, everybody else, tell them to put $20 in the envelope, $20 to $50. Whatever they get. And from 1 year old to 18 years old, they say they do that at bar mitzvahs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give gifts. They give money. It's an envelope. Put your money in the envelope. So by the time they turn 18, she's talking about the credit score, which is really cool too. But they turn 18, they walking out the door with 10 racks just from that bar mitzvah, just from the birthday. So that's something I kind of want to do for my friends. My friends, my god kids that I have, I give them $50 every time, every birthday, every Christmas. That gift stuff cool. Y'all can, yay toy, but you want to appreciate when you get older. You're like, dang, I'm starting college, or I'm walking out this house, graduating high school with $10,000 or $5,000 in my pocket, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should, like y'all said, we kind of got off the topic, but whatever. But I think we should set our kids up to start ahead, because we all, for some reason, seem like we always start behind and we got to catch up. So even if we can get an even playing field, I think that'll help us out a lot. So.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about to add what you're saying, Jay Jones, about the bar mitzvah thing with Jewish people, how they take so much pride in how much they set their kids up. Like when they get to like middle school age, they take them to like the bank account, the bank, and they set up a bank account, and they start to get them, because as soon as you get to a certain age, they have a lump sum of money that's already ready for you. Like they already been putting into it for your whole life, the whole family. They all like for the young men and women. I'm like, what? Like that's crazy. Like I didn't know that, and I found that out recently too. But man, we gotta stop spending our money on cars, stuff that's going, these jewelry, all this, stuff gonna depreciate, stuff that we can't, pass down. We gotta start putting our money in the assets for our future kids, man, and the ones we got now. So for sure,
something else. To if we're really talking about these times, I will educate my kids on not being like nervous in front of police. I think cops can kind of feel when you like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want my kids, if you get stopped, if you speed, if you're doing something and they pull up on you, just talk to them like, yes sir. You know what I'm saying? But say what your chest is, like, yes sir, yes sir. Don't be like, so I think when you get nervous, either way it go, they might trip out. But when you you never know. But if you
don't be controlled by fear.
Don't be controlled by fear. Exactly. I don't want you to be scared of the cops. Still, be yourself. If you didn't do anything wrong, they stop you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here's my license. Let's go. Boom, boom. I mean, don't get out of line. I ain't saying, talk crazy. I'm just saying, don't act so scared. Don't be controlled by it.
I ain't just with anybody. That ain't just with cops. That's with anybody. We're controlled by fear, even in our jobs. Like some people will be like, well, if you don't show up, you don't do this mandatory overtime, or if you don't do this outside the lines, even though it's not part of your job description, they'll threaten you with just the fear of money and the fear of your job.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think there could be something to be said about, maybe educating kids on how to interact with police officers moving forward from this, because personally, I was somebody that was afraid to communicate with police officers when I got pulled over. And I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm just totally comfortable now. I mean, if I get pulled over outside of my crib, I'm still not gonna be just 100% chill, just because I guess I'm getting so much information from online, you know what I mean? And seeing these situations where people are like, they got the guns drawn on them. I just don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest, man. I think it's something to be said about going and educating kids somehow. Maybe, Jerell, I know you big onto the programs. Maybe we integrate a program into like schools where us black men go in and we kind of help educate other young black men about, the ways to interact with police officers. Because after this, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a certain level of paranoia that's going to be sitting in a lot of young black kids, after seeing all the way this is kind of going down. But, I mean, stuff got to get better, man.
I forgot her name.
Delan.
I see it at the bottom now, Delan. As a black woman, how do you feel about all of that? Because we always say, fear of black men, but as a black woman, you might have a fear for your brother, your father.
I absolutely do.
Whatever, but as a black woman, how do you feel?
I mean, are you asking how I feel when I'm interacting with police, or how do I feel in regards to my brother, my dad,
Well, if you want to make it a two-part question, you can answer both of them.
Well, I personally, from my experience, I've never really had any real issues. I know you said don't let fear control things, but I think it's just like an automatic thing. Like, even if I'm really not doing anything wrong, even if it's just a speeding ticket, like, even if I'm not getting pulled over and a police officer is passing by me, I immediately get nervous, like I'm up to something. But all the interactions I've had, a lot of the times I really don't even get a ticket or anything. And that's why I feel like, a lot of people say, I mean, it's a Black thing in general with men and women, but I feel like it is a lot more, I don't know. I just think it's like a lot more scarier for you guys, for sure. 100% hands down, because even though, I'm not going to say that, but yeah, it's a lot scarier for men, not just Black people in general, Black men specifically.
And I don't go ahead.
She holding back? She holding back some. I don't appreciate that.
I was going to say is, pretty privilege is a thing too. Oh. Getting out of things because, they think you're a cute girl. But a man pulling you over, they don't give a They don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't care if you're handsome. They don't care if you look good. No. Like, you still gonna get treated how you're gonna get treated. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like I said, it's just a lot scarier for men. I'm always super duper scared for my brother because my brother is a big Black dude and he looks intimidating.
He's a threat.
And he's a threat. I always tell him to watch himself because he has an aggressive demeanor. When he talks, he's aggressive, but I wouldn't say he's not because he'll knock somebody out, but that's not his personality. He's just not going to pick at nobody or start anything. And he's very respectful. He's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But his demeanor is very, very intimidating. And I always tell him, watch yourself. Watch how you talk. Watch how you carry yourself. And it sucks that you have to warn somebody just how to communicate. Like, he got in a car accident just 2 days ago. And I was like, are the police there? He's like, yeah. I was like, are they cool? He's like, yeah. I was like, watch yourself. Just make sure.
You know what's the bad part about that? I'm 5'8", 200 pounds. Black men never get described as a little, scrawny, weak. We always get described as big black men. I've been 5'8" since the 9th grade, I think. Always, to this day.
Well, my brother is really a big black dude.
I'm just saying, that just shows the concept of just black men, period. They think that we all big and scared.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a short little excerpt to add to what y'all saying. I had a job in Abilene in 2013, and it was like one of my first couple, it was like one of my first jobs I had in college. It was retail. I was working for a cat that actually was one of the coach's buddies, Clint Cheek. So I worked for him. I put his name out there. I did it. So I worked for him, and then when I was working for him, one of my checks didn't look right. Like I felt some type of way about my check. Like it didn't look like it was supposed to look. So I was upset. You know what I'm saying? I was up there with a young lady that was working with me. We were working retail. It was in the front. And I was, when I started check, I opened it up and I was like, oh, this don't look right. I'm like, I worked X amount of hours. I'm like, my check don't look right. So I'm hot. At the time I had dreads and, I still got my tattoos and everything. And man, like I was upset about the check, but I guess she was like, why are you mad for? She was like, your check looks like it's supposed to look. And I was like, pretty much like, hey, yo, stay out my business. Like, I'm mad about my check because it don't look like it's supposed to look, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Well, long story short, she leaves me at the store. She's the manager at the time. Leaves me at the store. So I'm like, all right, I'm going home. Boom. Go home. Come. I get a call the next day. He tells me to come in, and then he sits me down and talks to me. Long story short, he fires me and says he fires me because I'm big, black, and I have dreads, and I can't get mad. I promise. I put that.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what he told me. And when he said that, it was kind of like one of those moments where I was just like, I couldn't believe what was being said to me. Like I was sitting there like, is this man really telling me this? Like this, I just kind of was trying to process it. I told my mom, and she was like, hey, don't worry about it. Just keep moving. Keep on rolling forward. You don't need that job. And that was like one of my first real encounters with a situation like what y'all saying, being big and black and scary. They're afraid. You can't get mad. You can't get your voice up there because once your voice gets up there, now, it's like, what's going to happen next? And it's just like, why is that the case? Like, why? And that's something that our kids have to know. My son has to know that. If he's 6 foot, or if he's 5'8", he still got to know that. You can't turn up.
I'm assuming the manager was white.
Oh, he was. I mean, you knew that. Wow. But, I don't think all people are like that. I don't think all white people are like that. I met some good white people. I'm not trying to make it a white people bashing thing, but what I'm saying is, it's out there. It's anybody acting like it ain't going on. You kidding yourself.
You made a face, Delan. What do you think?
I've heard people say that every white person has like some kind of underlying racist attitude, and I'm not saying that that's accurate or inaccurate. I don't know. Maybe a lot, maybe most, in my opinion.
I don't think. Well,
there's two that we deal with. Just
two kind of racist.
No, there's isms. There is racism, and there's classism, which can also come off as racism.
And you can come from black people too.
A lot of people literally just think they're better than another race. Mm-hmm. Their status as far as how much monetary gain they have in life puts them in another class. Mm-hmm. Like they're just a different class. Like they might not actually have nothing against your skin color. They might just feel like they're better than you. Like they drive something better than you. We deal with it with black people too. Like I drive a Benz, what you drive? Yeah, I'm better than you. You a janitor, I'm a such and such. Like we deal with classism too.
So. I agree.
It's just like that chair that Kerry in. Like I don't know what that is he's sitting on, but it's better than the chair that I'm sitting on. What is that, goat? Is that
goat? This right here is a blanket, and it is burning me up right now, brother. It's got me hot. My mama be sitting in the chair. I'm at my mama's house, man. We visiting grandma, so you know what I'm saying.
I was just gonna say that story you said at the beginning was clearly a lie.
Oh man, but we done covered that. Jay Jones, what we got next on the agenda?
I like this one actually. What's your take on like name calling other people's names in our community? So like Uncle Tom, whitewashed, bougie, N-words, like how do you feel about that?
Man.
Half the people can't spell bougie, but go ahead.
How do you spell bougie? Just for the record, Delan. Sorry.
I think it's like BOURGEIOUS. I think.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Bourgeois.
But I think there's two different spellings, and they're both kind of similar. But it's not BOUJIE. That's all I do know.
I go off the Migos version. That's what I go off of the way.
It's for sure not spelled like that.
I go off the Migos version. How they spelled it gotta be Webster's definition. Anyway, how I feel about that, because I put that on there. So I feel like, I think it needs to stop. I don't think we need to be doing that to our own people like we do. Specifically when talking about like when you have somebody that speaks proper. Like I got family members in my family, they're very proper, and they pronounce every single syllable and every single piece of every phonemic piece of their words. Like they break it all down, and it's like some people would say talk white. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, oh, that's not a brother. He don't talk like no brother. And it's like, how you gonna come at him like that? Like you don't know what this man been through. He just has the ability to orate. He can speak. Like why? What's wrong with that? But it's a big thing. We do it a lot, man. We do people bad, man, and I think it's something we need to stop. We need to stop doing for sure. Create some insecurities. It makes people feel alienated. They feel like they're not a part of us when we do that to them. I think we got to stop doing that as a whole. Especially when we talk about empowering our brothers and sisters.
Mark, you got a lot on your mind.
I think there's two different ways in which I feel. Well, there's more than two different ways. But it's like with the N-word, there is a camaraderie or like almost like a joking manner, and there's always the one that has validity that's hurtful. Like I can call my friend bougie, and it's within our circle. It's considered a joke, even though it might have some truth to it or whatever. But somebody else can call them that, and they'll be like, oh, "That's not really me." So, just like with the N-word, just like some women call each other the B-word, but then somebody outside is call it the B-word. It has two different, to me, more than two, but it has, just off the rip, it has two different levels to it to me. I don't really know how to answer the question, because if it has some validity to it and it's said in a malicious way, then yeah, you're gonna get a different type of response. But if it's more of a, man, I hate to say homeboy, but it's more of a homeboy way, I don't take it the same way. I don't really know how to answer that one.
So what about
being clear on that?
What about Uncle Tom? That ain't no homeboy word.
You know where Uncle Tom comes from?
I'm just saying, if I was if you were to call somebody, I mean, you can say where it comes from just to educate the people. But
Uncle Tom is one of the, like I said, Uncle Tom is almost always said in a malicious way. Like I just don't feel like your homeboy would be like, oh, you really acting like Uncle Tom. You're not gonna be like, oh man, that was low, or that's funny. You're acting like Uncle Tom. And Uncle Tom is gonna start an argument or a fight. That's like I said, that's almost 100% of the time it's being said in a malicious way. That's just like, I don't like no grown person outside of my family calling me boy. Like I don't care if you black, white, Mexican, or whatever. Especially in a business setting, don't call me boy.
No, man, you can't run no boy across me in no business setting. Like, whoa, I'm a grown man, man. I'm a grown man.
I think it has to do a lot with the intent and the tone. On certain, like I said with Uncle Tom, that's almost 100%. I don't know any case where it's not meant in a malicious way.
Okay.
What about you, Jerell? You got anything else?
No, I just feel like I'm like Kerry. It's certain things we just shouldn't call people. It's certain people that they had the opportunity to go to wherever they went, or they grew up wherever they went. A certain way that doesn't make them less of a black person than me.
Yeah.
Now if they like the little whatever, I guess we're saying that if the little Candace Owens girl, like if you just all the way just against black, that's when it's kind of like, I wouldn't call her a name, but why are you against? It seems like you just against. I don't know if she's doing it for attention, but it seems like everything black she's against, and she is like she doesn't even know she's black. So I wouldn't call her a name or anything, but that's the ones that they confuse me.
Like you just want to take a mirror and be like,
look at yourself.
Well, hey, that's you.
George Floyd, like you talking about George. Everything you talk about seems like it's spewing negativity upon your own people, and I don't get it. I don't know. It's like, is it for attention? Or do you really feel like that? Because I know some people do it for the clout. I think she is on TV. She is. People follow her on Twitter, so whatever she's doing is working. I guess if it is for the, clout, I don't know. Those are the only ones that I would. I would, like I said, I wouldn't call her name, but if somebody else says something, I probably like, you agree with something, but you kind of turn your head like, that's all. Like, I ain't saying, but boy,
silence speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Only person that ain't spoke on it.
What you think?
So I feel like if I made a conscious effort not to use certain words like the N-word, then I could easily not, say it, but I'm just not going to not say it because, that's just how I talk to my friends sometimes. But I just don't feel like only black people can say it, period. If you're not black, I don't care if you're Mexican, Puerto Rican, white, whatever, you can't say the N-word, period. It's ours. Like, and if I want to stop using it, cool. And if I choose to, cool. If I choose not to, cool. But I have a pass, period. Point blank, period. I got the pass. Nobody else does.
If they have, do they count?
Yes.
Or do their daddy got to be black?
If you look black, you're black. That means kinky, curly hair. We know what half black people look like.
There could be some gray area in that, though. To be
Thank
honest
you,
with you,
well,
there could be some people that are
account for myself and the people around me. If I don't have a lot of white friends, if they say that word, it's up. Period. It's up. And then I wanted to touch on the whole what you said about when people say, "Oh, you talk white," or you, because of course, I've gotten that my entire life. I talk white. I don't necessarily act that way.
Yeah.
But I don't like when people say, you talk white, because it's like, well, why can't me speaking like this be talking black? Is it because black people are associated with ratchetness, ignorance, this and that and the other, and white people are associated with being proper and articulate and carrying themselves well? So I talk white instead of talking black, and I've never, ever, ever heard you talk white from a white person. Never, not one time.
You won't?
Anytime I've heard, "Oh, you sound like a white girl, you talk like a white girl," it's always from a black person. And as politely as I can, I have to check the situation. Stop saying I talk like a white girl, say I talk proper, because you're really downing us as a whole when you say you talk white. Because why can't I be talking black?
And I think...
and I'm not even going to touch on the bougie subject. I'm going to leave that one alone. Because I've heard that, but I don't consider myself bougie. But I hear that all the time. And you know what? I am going to touch on it. Because it is a preconceived notion. It's the way I talk, the way I look, or certain things, maybe how I dress, or this and that and other. But if you knew me well enough, you would know I might be a little bit bougie, but a little bougetto. a little bit. But I'm not as bougie as people paint me out to be. That's why I say a little bougetto.
I know we on schedule for certain things we want to talk about, but I think you brought up a really, really good point. And you said that it's always black people doing it. And I think a lot of times the black person's biggest enemies ends up being another black person. And I think that has got to stop. I mean, at this point, we are trying to come together, which is beautiful. That's what I love about this. I love about everything that, it's like I'm seeing black people with black people. We trying to uplift black people. Yo, that's not common. That's something you can't see since, way, way back when you're looking at, when we was getting blasted away on the street by, water hoses. Like we haven't been together. Like we always like fight against seeing another black person, anything. It's like we always make jokes about other black people. We always get on top of other black people. It's like we always, if we get up on top of the corporate ladder, we cut the ladder and we don't let nobody else come up with us. Like, it's like we don't support black businesses. HBCUs is going out of business. They losing money. It's like, why we ain't showing love to us? Like, why I feel like that's like a self-hate thing almost. It's like hating yourself. It's like, how can you truly say you love yourself and you don't show no love to the other people of color? And I think we gotta stop doing that. Like, that's why I'm hoping, man, at the end of all of this, when the smoke cleared, that's something we do get a lot better at. Is loving each other, because I mean, at the end of the day, we one of the only races that don't like that don't stick with each other like that. You know what I'm saying?
I say that to piggyback off of that, I was going to ask this question after we got done with this question, but you kind of opened the door for it to talk about race pride. Like I think it feels good because you're starting to see race pride, like loving yourself, loving the person that looks like you and everything. I think we lost that as far as race pride. And I think it might have been me and my girlfriend, but I think me and Jerell talked about this too. As in America, we got, Asians that have their race pride, they deal with themselves, they have their peace, nobody bothers them. If you want to go and buy from them or, hang with them or enjoy their culture, you go there and you come back. Mexican culture, you go there and you come back. It seems like ours is a little more saturated to where we don't have that race pride. We're not together. We don't buy from each other. We don't support each other. But you deal, like, I got some Mexican friends, no disrespect to any Mexican. I got Mexican friends, like, they go to a Mexican mall. They go eat at Mexican diners. They buy Mexican clothes. They wear the Mexican flag. They do everything that they do. And they do it in their own realm. And it's all inside the same lands, the same walls of America.
And I agree with that. And I think somebody else, I was listening to somebody talk about it, like how, like, okay, Asians, like you said, for example, they have Chinatowns in every big major city. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you from China, you could go pull up on any major city and go find the Chinatown, and now you got your culture. And it's like, and like you said, Mexicans, they got similar things as well. You go into certain areas, you hit your taqueria, and you got all your good stuff that you need that reminds you of home. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't trying to be racist enough. I'm just keeping it real. And then we don't have stuff like that in every major city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually we do.
What you say?
It's just not. It's not. I say we do. It's just not as prideful.
Nah, it ain't. It's probably like, you know what I'm saying, like something that ain't
not as important.
Yeah.
We got Martin Luther King Jr. Street in every major city on the south side.
That's what we got.
Think about it. MLK is always somewhere in the hood.
That's all we get. That's all we get. MLK Drive, Boulevard.
You know something crazy about that? I don't know if y'all know this. A boulevard is supposed to be one of the nicest streets in your city.
Really? Where did you get that from? Who showed you that?
Look up Boulevard. Boulevard is supposed to be like with the Enterprise and all that stuff. Look up Boulevard. I'm telling you, Boulevard is supposed to be one of the nicest places. It's not supposed to be just a street or a drive. It's the reason why it's supposed to be a boulevard.
That's interesting. What y'all think about that, though? What y'all think on that?
The reason I was, like, we didn't think we had them in every major city is because you dang near scared to go to our town, our streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no.
Are y'all scared? Are y'all scared to be in
Hood?
Does it have to be hood has a negative connotation to it. But
Okay.
say like I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but like I love DeSoto, Cedar Hill, that area in this metroplex because it seems like they all doing well, nice houses, black enterprise stuff like that. But I'm calling no hood.
But DeSoto, Cedar Hill, what the hell you know? DeSoto, Cedar Hill, why would you even call it the hood? Why would you call that the hood?
No. I'm saying it's not the hood. But if you go over there, you go to DeSoto, Cedar Hill, that area is predominantly black.
But I wouldn't call that I'm talking, when I say the hood, I'm talking Eastwood, Fifth Ward. Like, I'm talking about some places where white people don't want to go. Well, white people gonna pull up to see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm Martin Luther King Boulevard. Places where it's like I'm driving through, and I might go to the barbecue spot, pick up a meal. What do you do? Pick up a meal and keep running. But I'm not gonna stay there. Well, I will probably stay there because, like you said, I'm not. Most people in the hood, as long as you don't mess with them, to me, they usually chill.
All right. So real quick though, what if you going to like Chicago? You out of Texas, you know what I'm saying? You out of your comfort zone. You pulling up in Chicago, and are you gonna stop in the hood at every light in Chicago?
Ooh.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You gonna keep rolling through some of them lights depending on what neighborhood you in.
That's real.
I mean,
and 100% hands down, no.
I went to Chicago with my ex-wife, and I had a guy on the subway said, "Is that your wife?" And I was like, "We just got here. Was already started?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Hey, man, don't be on the side after night, man. Don't do what y'all do. Don't come back over here after night." I was like,
dang.
All right, man. And I ain't scared. I'm actually comfortable in quote unquote hood. Like, if I go to a city, I actually want to go to the hood, see what they hood like. But he was like, don't come back over here after night. I was like, all right, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That would have shook me.
Yeah, that's what my daddy used to tell me, man. We used to ride through where he was from because he's from Chicago, so we just ride through there. He would like go like early, like in the morning. He would like be like, "Hey, that's where I used to live at," and we would ride right past it, like on the highway. And I'm like, "We gonna go over there and see your old house?" And he's like, "Nah, we not going over there." And I'm like, "All right." I ain't know. You know, as a kid.
If I'm not,
the guy told me, "Don't call it Chirac for nothing."
Yeah, if I ain't comfortable in the city, you're right. I'm not just pulling up tomorrow. I ain't gonna just pull up and be like, So yeah, you're right. I probably won't just be in the quote unquote hood in any city. But like, yeah, Houston, places I know, yeah. Like people I know, I should say. Like I could be like, hey, that's what I'm saying. Pull up, that's my homie right there. But Chicago, nah.
Nah, it's like, go back to what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like those are our people, you know what I'm saying? Our people are there. We shouldn't be feeling like that about our people. We should be able to go pull up on our people, be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, you feel like that's how it should be. We want to get there. We want to get there. To say it's there right now is far-fetched because we kill each other more than anybody else kills us. But that's where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's where we want to be. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
That first question, I'm like, where you from? I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Car.
Yeah.
That car right there.
I'm going to my car. Actually, I was heading to the car.
Where we at? 59:52?
Yeah,
got time. 1 mile. That's a real question. It's going to be a different answer for everybody. Why do you believe you are here? What's your purpose? You going first because you made this song.
Oh, no, I can't go first because you know what? I don't even really know how to answer that.
That's weird.
I really don't. I could talk about anything else, but I don't know. I don't have a real answer for that.
That's real.
I guess maybe I don't even really know yet.
Okay.
Say it again.
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking, I'm sorry.
27.
You saying like when you say you don't have an answer, like you don't know, you completely oblivious, like ignorant to it, or?
I don't know. I really don't like to ask why am I here. Like I don't know how to answer that.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like that's a lot of people. I mean, I put that on there because for me personally, I think it took a lot of, I'm still doing it. It took a lot of soul searching and unpacking to sit there and say, why am I here? Because that's a deep question. You know what I'm saying? Like, but me personally, I feel like I'm here to give everything I got for everybody else around me. Like anything inside of me, I can't leave it in me because once I'm dead, it's gonna die with me. You know what I'm saying? If I don't give it out. I want to be a positive impact on people. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think that that's something we need to start teaching, our kids more is like finding purpose. You know what I'm saying? Do you love doing this? What do you like to do? What do you feel like you're gifted at? What are your talents? You know what I'm saying? What comes naturally to you? Let's gravitate towards that and try to use it to help others. To me, I think that's what we should try to like start instilling in our kids because up until probably a couple months ago, I feel like that was hard for me to answer as well. Delan, I agree. You know what I'm saying? That's a deep question, but I want to know what y'all think, or how y'all feel. Like, what do y'all feel like y'all here for? Like, what's your purpose? And actually, DeMarcus, I want you to go ahead and fill in on that. What you think, bro?
Todd, you put me on spot. You keep flexing every time you put it too. I think what's her name again? Delan. This is something that helped me out. If you're crazy enough, if some way somehow you were legally able to obtain $10 million, what would you do with your life?
You said how much?
$10 million.
Ooh.
Like, what would you do every day?
You said, what would I do every day?
Yeah, what would you do after that? Because a lot of us, we strive for the money part. So,
honestly, I don't want to say a typical answer go buy a car because I already own a car. So I would probably purchase a very large house and move my family into it. Then probably write out a business plan and invest.
So you had an insane amount of money. You just want more money?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not? Okay, so I could say, because I was waiting on you guys to finish answering so I could maybe try to answer the question.
Okay,
but
well, let's go. We can go around.
No, I'll say this. If I got that amount of money, I will buy a very large house, move my family into it with a lot of land because I do have a huge passion for dogs. Stray dogs, like I would want to save stray dogs.
There you go.
And not just foster them, like I would actually legitimately want to keep them. And a lot of people don't know that about me because they think I'm like super girly and stuff, but I have a super duper soft spot for animals. Like that's the only thing that can make me cry on the spot. Nothing else can. Well, nothing for real, but of course, besides death and things like that, nothing else can make me cry except for animals.
I don't know. We got some yellow onions in there, boy. They do the trick every time. He said he was a spiritual leader, but he gave me that scenario. He said, if I gave you an insane amount of money, what would you do with your life? Like after you made all your purchases, then what is life? What you gonna do next? And I'm glad you answered it that way. Like people don't know that about you. That's your passion. That might be one of the reasons why you're here. For mine is I literally want to help people almost in a mental sense. Like I've always wanted to talk or counsel or try to help people or try to see people from their perspective and grow the awareness of just people, man. Like psychology and everything. Like that's me. Like I can talk, try to help. I can do this for the rest of my life. So that's mine.
Mine, kind of. Guess he's my brother for a reason. But no, I always thought that I was here to help others. But mine really was like the next generation. I always, even as a kid, I always saw myself. Not like but I always saw myself like like when I get older, I want to see them. I want to see them do better than what I did, and whoever them are. White, black, whoever they are. Mm-hmm. And when I get around kids, that's myself. I don't have any, but you don't want none. I don't want none either. Right? But just seeing kids, the growth. Like when I see a kid go from I don't know how to do math to me teaching them math, or today I talked to a kid who didn't have a bank account, and I showed him how to do a bank account, he lost his job, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, hey, they're giving out unemployment, sign up for unemployment, get that money right now. So I guess we call this be a light for real, but I always, even when I was a kid, I was like, man, when I get older, I want to help the younger kids. And I was like, even being a kid, I knew I wanted to do that. So I'm just trying to build my platform. I'm around nonprofits, coaching football, counseling, and it always kind of gives me that gratification that when I see somebody younger than me, or even my age and younger. Even older, but really just like I said, my age, younger, you see growth in them. When they get older than us, they who they are. I like to see growth.
I'm with you on that 100%. And then I also, anybody that watches this, I want them to know that, we talking about purposes and stuff like that, but it don't necessarily have to be, everybody's not called to just help people. So everybody's not gifted at that type of stuff. Like some people have talents in different areas. Just don't waste your talent. You know what I'm saying? If something is naturally easy for you, if you're gifted, if you're blessed, then there's no reason not to do it. And just doing that is going to help a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Just doing that thing, whatever it is that you got, you just got it like that. Do it, man, and just do it in surplus and see what happens. Maybe it may turn into a purpose for you. Or, maybe you may figure out that it may develop into something else that you might want to branch off into. But if you don't take advantage of those things that are, just innately easy for you, then, you're wasting your life, I feel like. So that's kind of why I put that on there, and I wanted to elaborate on it. But go ahead, Marcus, I know you had something you want to say. I saw it in your face. I saw him about to say something. He let it go. I was like, what you about to say, man? I know you got to go to work. I know that's what you about to tell me.
I think that's the whole reason why he asked me that, because we all do it. We all focus on money so much, or to create opportunities, but to help find a purpose. So if you had all the money, then what would you do? It's like, and then when I answered the way I answered, well, so do it. You don't need money to fulfill your purpose. It could be a tool to help your platform, like Jerell or
Delan.
Delan.
You're doing it on purpose because you know you can
at
read.
This point.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose.
No, because I was waiting for her to laugh or something, because then her name popped up Delan. See? But I didn't.
Hey, we could be real.
It don't say it until she pop up. But just like she said, she can help dogs, and then the money will help her platform be even bigger, so she can help even more dogs. I think that's what we forget. The money is just a tool to be used, but it's not going to stop us from doing it.
You just pass from hand to hand, bank account to bank account, and just keep moving. And really, it ain't even real.
Yes, man.
It ain't even real.
Hey, after I watched that movie, Ice Cube's son.
Which one is that? Oh, you talking about?
Den of Thieves. That is real, bro. They really destroy that much money. Yeah. That is so real.
I ain't never seen it.
They destroy money every day, bro. They literally destroy money. So, and then they make money at the mint. And you go take a tour and go look at it. Don't have no felonies or no tickets, but you can go to the mint. You can go to the mint. They got a mint in Saginaw. They make money. They literally make money there. They take paper, they make money, they ship it out.
That's it. Ship it out. It's just fake, man. It's just paper. That's it. And I was learning about real estate a little bit, and they was talking about how they sell they sell the contracts. You sign it and they just sell that. They just sell paper, and they got all these thousands of dollars on there. It's like, okay, boom, I bought this house, but you ain't buy that house. You just signed the paper and you bought the rights to the house and all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, this is wild, bro. Money just out here flying around. It ain't even real. Just the thought of money. It's like, oh, I do have it. You really don't have that much. Man, a lot of good stuff. Marcus, I'm going to get you to work on time, brother, because you're an honest brother making an honest living. So I know you got to hustle. And Zay Jones, appreciate it. I appreciate you, Delan, for coming on, giving your insight. Marcus, what you?
Delan.
You said her name.
My
I'm about to say.
My fault.
See, y'all gotta wait till she laugh or something so you can see the name.
Delani, Delan. But nah, man, I appreciate it. Y'all showing love. We being a light, trying to get some positive seeds, and y'all be easy, man. Love, peace, and hair grease.
You said hair grease?
Hair grease, brother.